reaction of Baby Reindeer. Let's get right into this. If you want to see a full reaction, the links are down below. So please click the Patreon link or the YouTube channel membership link and join our extended family today. Now, without further ado, let's jump into Baby Reindeer and find out exactly what the show has got to give.
It always amazed me how Martha managed to surpass herself, but involving my parents, telling them I'd been injured in a car crash. That was next level. I expected a lot when I walked up to the house that day. Didn't expect, though, was finding my dad on the phone to her when I walked in.
Well, that's going to be pretty fucking hard to do with no legs, let me tell you.
Phoning round his colleagues, calling him a pedo, telling them he fiddled her when she was a child.
Jesus, how did you respond to that?
Oh, you know what your dad's like. He doubled down on it.
Make sure you breathe your last, you fucking cow of a cunt!
Well, that's sorted. Great work, Dad. I shouldn't have bothered coming up. She's this woman. She came into the pub and she's been pestering me for some time.
Quit! I mean, we will sub you until you find a new job, won't we, Jerry?
It's about winning.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Look, it's fine, okay? It'll be over soon, all right? I promise.
I hope so. Well, we have one more episode.
Is that you, Reindeer?
So it's crazy.
Understand this is a harassment case.
That's right. Why don't you let us handle this? We'll call you if we need you.
We got this, Jerry.
Harassment warning out against her, so I assume now she's contacted my parents. She's broken.
If you want a quick resolution, your parents would be best off making a separate allegation up here. The very best to deal with this situation as effectively as possible. Oh, look. Sorry, there it is. One of those twisty ones.
We're in bad shape here.
I spent a week in Scotland waiting for the police to take action.
You would say that, you fucking imbecile.
Oh my
Seeing
God.
the toll it was taking on my parents. My mum forcing this sentiment onto everything I did.
You're a good boy.
Police were too slow to act, too slow to protect us. Then Martha might do something worse. It was time to take matters into my own hands.
Oh, Lord.
Leave my family alone.
I don't know what you're talking about, Baby Reindeer. With the police, we weren't on the cards anyway.
Shut up. Be quiet for a second. Leave my family alone. I will hang your curtains tonight. Put it in an email. What you want to do to me. So make sure it's as sick, twisted, as depraved as you can write it.
We could bring it to the cops?
Oh yeah, Reindeer.
Please note this interview is being recorded. You are not under arrest and you are free to leave at any point. You're also entitled to independent legal advice if you so wish. Please know this interview is being held under caution.
Wait, sorry, what's going on?
Did you ask her to send you a sexually threatening email?
No.
I want to make sure I get it right, though.
Arthur had taped everything.
Sure, I'll come pick you.
Everything we'd ever done. This one time I joked about checking her out.
Hey, I'm only human, Martha, come on.
Remember that feeling? That caught red-handed, time stood still, bomb in a war zone.
An email from you soliciting for anal sex.
No, that was my fucking friend. She's harassing my parents. I just needed it to stop.
Like this could be seen as entrapment. But Miss Scott does not wish to take any action.
I'm sorry?
Miss Scott does not wish to take any action against you. I suggest you apologise and let us go about doing our job again in the correct manner. Pass along your apologies and then suggest to her very strongly that the two of you part ways.
You're putting us on an even playing field.
Well,
Tell her I'm sorry. The Martha knew exactly what she was doing, exactly how to get to me and still evade the law. Peter Fender, a seasoned pro. My stalker was a seasoned pro.
This woman attacked me, Donny. Everywhere I go, I'm worried I might bump into her.
Maybe you could take your socials down for a bit.
Excuse me?
Really? That's your suggestion? That's your recommendation? Hide myself.
Well, if you're worried about her opinions, don't give her the bait. What's wrong with having to lie low for a bit until this is all sorted?
Because of what it takes from me. And now I need to walk back in and bolt it shut, all because of you. He's mentally ill, Donny. And you indulged her.
Oh, please. And a violent stalker ruining my life is somehow my fault.
I think you love it. I think it fits you perfectly having her in your life. She's the embodiment of all your nasty repressions bottled up into one human being.
You can't let her affect us like this.
It's not her affecting us, it's you.
Are you breaking up with me? Because of her?
No. Because of you.
I knew it was over with Terry. She shut off her mind towards me the second she turned away.
Damn.
The only positive I could glean from the whole situation was that it couldn't get any worse from here.
Wow.
Yes, mate.
Hello, can I get 2 pints of house, please?
Yeah. You can't come in here.
You can't stop me.
Yes, I can. You're barred. Diggsy, get Gregsy, will you?
I'll just sit here and wait then.
No, you won't. I'll call the police.
Do it. See how far that gets you.
Come on.
Don't you fucking touch me! You have no right whatsoever. My right to do. You cannot deny a woman hydration when she's coming on. That is illegal.
Can I get you, madam?
No, don't serve her, you prick. Ignore her. Fuck me. Where did they find you?
Wipe that glass clean if I were you. Fucking yeast fingers all over your pint. We call him Hunchy around here because of his gutter taste in women. Truffles. That's your new nickname. He's a comedian, by the way.
There's a joke, mate.
No, he doesn't do jokes. This one. It's with props.
What do I Google?
Shite 2-bit comedian. Try Donny Dunn comedy.
Donny Dunn.
2 months old. Called her Adolf after Adolf Hitler. I'm joke.
That's part of the act, apparently. It's anti-comedy, it's called. So true.
Why don't you Google something else? The real stalker torments barristers, death, child.
Fucking rude! Your fucking mouth! I want you to get you in trouble, didn't I?
I gave her a cup of tea. I gave her a cup of tea.
I don't even know what that means.
That's the thing, Donny, son. If you call the police, then the landlord is not gonna like that. We're gonna find out that we turn the cameras towards the walls because of all the lock-ins we've been having, and that could be our job. So make sure she doesn't come within a fucking mile of this place ever again.
Fine.
Why are they all looking at him?
I started a joke, and the joke was on me, which started the whole world laughing. And the joke was on me. I fell out of bed, the whole world living.
It's kind of sad.
Hey, you sure you're okay doing this? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Died, which started the whole.
Bruised and battered, so here's a piece of advice. Never give the blowjob if you are the one driving.
Proper condoms, proper condoms.
To negate this worry, I actually like to widen my eyes. He pot short and stout. Here is its handle, here is its gout. Not for you then, that one, fine.
Like eating Burger King. Proper, whopper, copper condom on.
His energy isn't there. Oh, God.
Oh, boy. Of course he didn't see anything in it. Of course he didn't. He only saw me.
I hope he doesn't lose his shit.
I used to think, right, genuinely, hear me out here, that what you're seeing here was like breaking the mold. I never understood why them and not me, but then bam, I am so fucking naive. I was so naive in thinking that this was something special. Sweeps you off your feet and says, hey, you've got it, kid. Let's make you famous. Because it's the words you've wanted to hear your entire life, right? I believe in you. Fame encompasses judgment. I feared judgment my entire life. I'm scared they're thinking, like, that guy's a loser, or a drip, or a fucking faggot. It's the funny guy. And I wanted so badly to be the funny guy. Fuck your red light, I'm finishing. Taking boatloads of drugs every single weekend and isn't getting groomed. Magical. Passing out from GHB on his living room couch while he tears at your trousers with his disgusting hand. You just keep going back. Is my self-respect so fucking low? Repeatedly go back to this man's house and let him abuse me. Fourth or fifth time you passed out round his and woken up with your dick in his mouth, you should probably think about not going back. I had to keep going. I just had to get fucking raped. Anything funny to say, boys? My confidence is so low, right? You'll enjoy it. In a bar, you see, and I gave her this cup of tea on the house. She was crying, and I wanted to cheer her up. She kept coming back in, time and time again. Need for attention, hence the face. She did this to me. What abuse does to you, you know? It made me this sticking plaster for all of life's weirdos. I knew she was mad, and I knew she was dangerous, but she flattered me. And that was enough. I really think one of us is going to have to die now, and I'm not a killer. There's a guy back there dressed as a train conductor. I'm sure that's going to be funny. I met this trans woman. She's the most beautiful person you've ever met, and I just couldn't love her. Moreover, I see why I messed it up in the way that I did. And it's because of this. It's because I loved one thing in this world more than I did her.
Attention.
Hating myself.
Oh, never mind. I'm always wrong.
I love it. I'm addicted to it. I don't know anything else. Because God forbid ever taking a chance at life. God forbid ever taking a chance at happiness. I messed it up with her because I hated myself so much more than I loved her. And I loved her so very much. I've spent my whole life running away. This competition, this was just another 100 meters, so I'm going to stop running now because I just don't have the legs for it anymore. I just don't. Don't really know how I started coming up with all this, to be honest. I'm really not sure how to finish. Oh.
Policemen working in helicopters who enjoy eating Indian food and Burger King. For chopper, copper, popper, dom, condom on.
Are there any questions? I look forward to winning this competition.
Sheesh. Well. Okay, this was one of the very rare times I had zero things to say of a TV show, of reaction. It's probably super mute. I just didn't know what to say, how to add my 2 cents while watching it. I think that it would be really hard for any reactor. Well, let me talk about myself. Let me not put a broad speck all over everybody else. But because he was getting so deep down in his emotions and literally letting a whole crowd of people know everything about his life, everything that he hid, I just didn't have much to say. It was very emotional. It was very sad. I really find it interesting that not in America, that the stalking laws are very lenient, it seems. And I also feel like it just kind of comes off as a double standard. Like, I know that over here you can get I mentioned this many times in these reactions, but over here, like, you can get an emergency restraining order and you can have it. Well, I think the emergency restraining order, which you can get at any precinct, would only pertain to yourself, but I could be wrong. But I do know when you go to court, you can expand that restraining order to from you, your family, and loved ones. And it could be, depending on what it is or how bad it is, which this is very bad, it could last for a while. So I found it shocking that she was allowed to like stalk the parents, and then they had to like make another police report over where they were, which is crazy. I know the parents can make their own, but I think the person itself, and don't quote me, but I think the person itself could make a restraining order for them. Because I've seen, like, if a parent, like when parents break up or divorce or whatever case the scenario, they have kids. When one tries to do a protection order, they could do it for themselves and their kids. I have seen that. So, but you know, and I've also seen when parents broke up, it's always like family restraining orders, and then it prolongs to the whole family. Regardless, she has assaulted him, assaulted his girlfriend. Now his girlfriend broke up with him. The assault is what is shocking too, and then everybody wants him to be quiet. I would just, if it was me, and you can never really, like, you know, say what you would do in a situation that you never were in before. I've never been in that type of situation, like being stalked and followed and hit and beat. No. But for me, I feel like the laws, well, for me, I would have quit that job. I would have quit the job. I don't care about winning or losing. I would have filed assault reports. I would have done my due diligence to make sure that person was behind bars. Now, I also feel like the system has failed him tremendously. The system has failed him tremendously. That cannot be said enough. And this is the reason why they're murders. Where else once you had enough, you ever heard us saying the Joker, who was one of my favorite characters? He always says it only takes one bad day. And when he was up there, I kept thinking about Joker, the Joker, the movie, played by, whatever his name is, which was a really good movie, by the way. but it kind of, I felt like watching him in his suit, in his tuxedo, and like him, I don't want to say, I guess you can say snapping, and like going off and crying, stuff like that was reminding me of Joker, the movie, when he finally lost it and he killed the people. And it's just like, how much more can one person actually take of being harassed, bullied, abused? You can't take it. Everybody is human. And now if he goes and kills this lady, guess what? It's all on him. But the system failed him. The system should have acted much stronger than what they did before. And for the police to say, like, if that's what they were saying, they washed their hands of both of them, that's also crazy. But nor here nor there. This is a very good episode. It was short, brief, to the point, but it was extremely deep. And it also sheds light on people, like, you should get a therapist. If you're going through some shit, like inner shit, not the stalking part, but other shit that has made you be abused, or not made you, that's not the words, but anything that you've gone through, this sheds a light that maybe you should speak to somebody before you explode. And I'm not really good with therapists. I don't really talk about my problems either, so I know how hard it could be, but this really does shed a light on that. And also, it seems like it could be easier for him to say how he feels in a room full of strangers that he can't see. It's dark. You don't put a face to the person, and you're just spewing it. But I think he just really did have enough. Now, he did mention, you know, it sounded like he was gonna commit the M word and then the S word. I figured that guy's out. Puzzle piece. That's what it sounds like. And if I was in the audience, also, the guy at the bar who was indulging on Martha doing all that stuff, I'm like, why is he even getting involved? Walk away. You clearly see he's like uncomfortable. Walk away. And then you have all these people in the room and this guy is going off. I wonder if anybody tried to go talk to him, call the cops, something. But that's today's society as well. Today's society, everybody just kind of lets people just go off and just go and do things. And then once they go and do things, it's, if they, you know, depending on what they do, it's always like you just see a bunch of posts all online, or you see it all over the news. But what got them there to do what they did, and could you have saved a life? That's how I always look at things. Could you have saved a life? So this is a very deep, emotional episode, and we have one more to wrap it up and to find out what's going to happen with Martha. Out of all of the things, I've never heard about this, and I think that's why sometimes I get disconnected to know that this is real life, because I've never heard of it. Like, you think about like murders or like other stalker type stories that are real life. You've seen it, you've heard about it. Not all. I know there's how many people in this world, so how many stories there is to tell. But I just feel like this was such an extreme story that I don't know why it wasn't like all over the place whenever this happened. Or maybe it was, and I just was not privy to it. Regardless, good episode, one more to go. I can't wait to wrap this story up. So please join me on the finale of this episode. As you guys can see, I go back and forth between two shows, Killing Eve and this show. Next time we're going to film is Killing Eve on this platform. But if you guys want to see all my other reactions, I do have my other channel, Andres El Rey. Please sign over there, subscribe over there, and join me. Hit the notification bell on both the platforms. You never know when they're going to pop up. I'll see you all next time with more reactions.